Whoops.
I'm breaking my stuff. Welcome to In the Library with
Marsha
and Adrian. Today is sometime after October 19th because we're recording on October 19th.
Hello, future us listening in. And today we have with us some special guests from the Old Mill Museum in Dundee, Michigan. And I'm going to let them introduce themselves and talk maybe a little bit about what they do and what they have going on at the Old Mill.
Oh, my name is Grace Hudson, and I've been with the Old Mill for about 20 years. I'm the archivist, but I do much more than just being an archivist. What's going on at the Old Mill right now is we have a bingo coming up on Saturday, 1 o'clock, or no, 2 o'clock it starts. This is my coworker.
My name is Barbara Rowe. I've been with the Old Mill since 2014, and I pretty much do all the obituaries and then work in the archive.
My name's Chris Cull, and I periodically show up at the Old Mill just to help out wherever I can.
I'm Danny Botkin. I've been at the Old Mill Museum about 4 years, and I'm the librarian in the archives room.
My name is Mary Bergoven, and I've been with the Old Mill about a year. I'm the newbie. I got pulled in when I retired from the Bedford Library.
Future podcast guest.
They put me on this historic house program that we're doing, identifying the historic houses in Dundee. And it started out just being the historic houses that showed up on these survey cards that are filed at the Monroe County Museum, a survey that was done in 1973. And as we were photographing houses, we decided that all the houses are going to be historic someday. So we ended up canvassing the whole village and photographing houses. Many of those pictures of houses already existed from Randy Komanek, who's not with us today, but she's another volunteer at the museum. And we've been running programs for about the last 6-8 months on neighborhoods. And we show the old house, if that's available, and then the current house. And we've had residents that have been very interested in the programs, and it turns into this huge fun program of, oh, I remember when so-and-so lived in that house, but we're gathering the names of the people that, lived in the house and some of the history of the houses. So that's what, where I came in on this.
In that project. Well, I just know that the Old Mill has always been super helpful and amazing for us and a great resource for us as reference librarians and librarians in general at every branch, the Dundee branch, obviously, because it's so close to home, but so many people travel from different states and they come here and they want to trace the history and they want to find out some things. So we're constantly using the Old Mill as a resource. What are maybe your hours, or when can people visit, or call? What's the best way or best time to reach someone at the Old Mill Museum?
The hours are Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday from noon to 4.
Those are great hours. The weekend is a great time because, like I said, there's people traveling a lot and they come up for the weekends and they want to, be involved and ask different questions. Are you accepting volunteers at the museum?
Yes.
Always.
All right. And what is something that you would have a volunteer do if they came in? Or would it just depend on what you have going or what their skill set is?
Depends on who they are and what they know.
Okay. You want volunteers with knowledge.
Yeah, their skill set.
We try and give them something that they're interested in to keep them coming back.
Same here. Okay.
One thing that we are doing that we'd like to highlight is Dundee will be celebrating its bicentennial next year. So Dundee was established in 1824. So in 2024, that's 200 years. And in 1974, a book was written. It was the Dundee Area Sesquicentennial book. And we have reprinted that book, and it's now available for sale. There's been a lot of demand for that book over the past several years, and it's just not available, in the hardcover. So we reprinted it in soft cover, and it's available for $20. And they can purchase that at the Old Mill gift shop, at the Dundee Village office, or at a coffee shop in Dundee called Cool Beans. So that's for sale there. And then we've also started writing the next 50 years because we want to take it forward. What's happened in Dundee, and if you know Dundee, you know that a lot has happened. McDonald's came in after this book was written, and then all of that fast food and Cabela's, and and everything, out especially west by the interstate. So we're writing the next 50 years. And that book we hope will be available for purchase in May of 2024 as we start ramping up all of the festivities for the celebration.
Will it also be available for checkout at the library too?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you can purchase one for your own. You can come view them here at Ellis Reference, or you can check them out. I think Adrian has a burning question for you guys. Adrian, you've been waiting so patiently.
Okay.
What would you like to
I have
a
trio of questions. Okay. Trio. So first, are there any crocodiles in Dundee?
In somebody's house.
Okay. So that's a maybe. Good. Second question. How old has the old mill been around?
Grace could answer that.
I don't know. I can't remember. Since 8.
I can look it up in the Dundee
Well,
Sesquipus.
also, I was going to say, when I was young, when I was in middle school and high school, we used to come up to the haunted old mill, and we used to go tour the old mill when it was haunted around this time of year. Again, it's spooky season, which is my favorite. And I remember going up there with friends in middle school and high school at the haunted mill. And I don't know when the last time, I don't know of that being haunted anytime recently. I'm showing
We do have a paranormal coming up in November.
Oh, okay.
The museum is still haunted. JCs don't have the tour anymore.
That's good. Who do you have coming? Is it Shauna Mazer? No, who do you have coming?
Called the old mill, as opposed to Ford Mill, or
Well, so I guess my question is,
1866, the present 3-story frame mill was built by Alfred Wilkerson when he purchased an undivided half interest in the site.
okay, so 1866 is when the mill was commissioned or built. At what point did it become old?
It's been old for a long time.
Define old. Define old.
And
It used to just be called the mill. Now it's the Old Mill Museum.
Old mill.
It was
1985.
and Henry Ford ran that for a long time.
But it
Yes.
wasn't the old mill then.
It wasn't the old.
No,
mill.
it wasn't Henry Ford.
Henry Ford. It was.
It was one of his village factories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was one of
What,
his
what did they mill at the mill?
Green.
grain.
Strategically placed right on the river.
Henry Ford made bushings when he came in. He thought the farmers should have a job during the winters rather than just sitting around. So that's why he did the village industries, to keep the farmers busy.
To any of our listeners who have never visited the Old Mill Museum, you really should. I mean, there's
Oh, yeah.
the museum itself is so cool and has such cool artifacts and fun informational things to learn there. Also, the facility itself too, the banquet hall that's attached to it. I've been there for a lot of events. That's also lovely, and it just kind of a really. And again, it's set on the river. It has that park the park is right next to it, Wolverine Park. It's just, I think it's a wonderful setting and a wonderful place. There's a lot going on there at any time, really.
And you did talk about the paranormal.
Yes.
Okay. Then you can just clip what I just said.
That's okay. No, you said coming in November. Who do you have coming? Did you say who?
No, I didn't, because I don't have the brochure.
But it's not that Miss.
It's not
Mazur.
Shauna Major.
No.
She's coming here on the 26th, on Thursday, the 26th at 7
Right.
p.m. at the Ellis
To talk
Library.
about hauntings.
Historical hauntings of Monroe. So that's why I thought, maybe she's going to go there too. She's done a lot of programs.
Paranormal people come with, do they bring
They bring
their
all their
equipment,
paraphernalia and
try to record,
look for all the action.
yeah.
And that's
then they
something
have
that
speakers
they do
every year.
frequently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
they-
it's not just at Halloween. They
Right.
run those programs frequently.
So is this
Can I
something
leave
is
someone?
this something the public could come and observe? Is the public welcome to come to this too?
yes.
It's a paid event.
It's a
Oh,
Yeah.
that's okay. That's what I
And
wanted.
they can get that information off of the
Online.
old mill.
It's online,
website.
paranormal online.
Okay, perfect. We'll drop that. We'll put all that at the beginning. And by we, I mean Adrian. But all that information, your hours, your number, and your website will all be available at the beginning of this. All right, Adrian, do you have another question? I see your eyeballs. What do you got?
What is a Dundee?
It's a town in Scotland.
It's a Viking. Dundee Vikings.
Could be a jam.
Yeah.
So the consensus is no one knows what a Dundee is.
Well, it's named after the town in Scotland.
Yeah.
It's,
In Florida too,
well,
Dundee, Florida.
I don't think it's named after.
No, but it's named it. Yeah,
Maybe Dundee, Florida is named after us,
Yeah.
after our Dundee.
maybe because we've been around for a long time.
Do you have any mummies at the museum?
That was Grace that said that.
One fellow came into the archives during the Pumpkin Palooza, and he looked at me and he said, "Oh, you're in a good place." So I guess I'm old.
Aw.
Well, he laughed and so did I. Made my day.
So is the Old Mill Museum accepting donations of mummies?
Of mummies
Funny.
or
Mu-
money?
Mummies.
Yeah.
We're
Money.
accepting donations of money.
Money, yes. Mummies, probably no. I don't know where we
I doubt.
put it.
What are some donations that you accept there? Like photographs? I mean, like name some things if somebody had something that would be of interest to you at the Old Mill Museum. What would be something that they might have that you would like?
I think anything related to the Dundee area, whether it's photographs or artifacts. Sure. Nothing with bones though. Nothing mummy-ish. No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously they would bring it in. We are looking for specific yearbooks from Dundee.
Okay.
I think that the 1971 yearbook is one yearbook that we do not have there for the Dundee High School, but there may be others.
For those of our listeners not in the aware, what is the Dundee High School mascot?
Viking.
Viking.
That's why you said what is a Dundee? I said a Viking.
We typically ask our podcast guests what they're reading because this is a library podcast. So maybe you're talking about the book that you have coming out in 2024, which is exciting. Does it have a title or are you just calling it The Years After? Or did you mention what's the full title? Or don't you have one?
It's gonna be a blue cover. The Dundee Sesquicentennial book has a red cover and it's commonly known as the Red Book.
Oh,
So that's not its official title, but this will probably be called the Dundee Bicentennial. Maybe, going forward, we haven't decided, but we've already decided it's going to have a blue cover and unofficially be called the Blue Book.
perfect. The red book, the blue book, so you can differentiate. Okay. What are do you have other books there available to peruse? Or now you don't really loan items, right? Anything you have at the mill, people look at while they're there. Nothing really leaves the premises.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, well, we thank you for joining us, especially since it was so last minute. I love that you guys are having your meeting, and I thought let's feature you on our podcast, and we will send this out to you. And thank you so much for joining. Well, thank you guys. Thank you for joining us.
Marsha.
What's going on at the Ellis Branch Library?
So I'm glad you asked, Adrian. We have a lot of things going on. This coming Thursday, by the time you're listening to this, on Thursday, October 26th at 7 p.m. is Historical Hauntings of Monroe with Shauna Mazer, who I think, did she do a program for you recently? I feel like she does programs everywhere.
She did one on the Monroe Piers.
Oh, yeah, the Piers. Okay. Well, she is the author of The Hidden History of Monroe County, and she is going to talk about historical hauntings of Monroe on Thursday, October 26th at 7 p.m. But before that, they are having a really a fun program here from 5 to 6 for families downstairs. And on Thursday, November 9th at 7 p.m. is Carolyn Quarles will be here, and she is doing a family legacy of freedom. Born a slave, Carolyn escaped from St. Louis at the age of 16, and she traveled across the Midwest. So you can come and hear her stories and her tales all about that. We have numerous book clubs, tons of children's programming. Jackie and Gary are coming on Friday, November 3rd at 1 o'clock. We have Writers on the River on Sunday, November 12th from 12 to 3. And I just got the whole stack of new flyers from all of the branches, and I'm so excited to look around at everything around our library system. Oh, I forgot the Maker's Mart. I want to talk about that too. On Saturday, November 4th, 2023 is the Ellis Youth Maker's Mart, and that's from 10 to 2. But I also know there at Bedford, you have the fall canvas painting class. Is there still room available for that on Saturday, November 4th? Do you know?
As of now, yes.
Okay. So this may fill up, but what we were saying is you could probably do both. You could swing by the Ellis Youth Makers Mart on Saturday, November 4th, where we're going to have young artists and crafters selling their handmade creations. And then if adults, you can head over to the fall canvas painting class at the Bedford branch from 2:30 to 4:30 that same day. So we have so many things going on. I was looking at some of these fun things. There's Coffee and Talk with the Frenchtown Roasters is coming up. That is going to be at the South Rockwood branch. You do it yourself at Dorsch is November 9th. PJs and Pancakes. What? That's the South Rockwood Library. They just have programs all over. I was just flipping through these and really excited about all of these upcoming things. Luna Pier on November 1st is having a make posters for the Veterans Day Parade. That's also coming up. And I'm sorry.
PJs and Pancakes sounds like my weekends.
I know. Like that flyer is so cute too. Look at the bunny slippers for PJs and Pancakes.
For those of you who are listening, you won't be able to see that cute picture, but it's cute bunny slippers.
You can look at you can pick up a flyer at any branch or look it up. It's a cute picture. I'm just showing it to Adrian. I liked this one too. We're having a T-Rex tea party on November 7th at 6 p.m. T-Rex tea party. What's not to love about that? I don't know. There's just so much. I was so excited about all of these events. Oh, I forgot this one too. This will be a popular one at Frenchtown Dixie Branch. The Taylor Swift party is Friday, October 27th at 5 o'clock p.m. Calling all Swifties. Come and celebrate the release of Taylor Swift's 1989 Taylor's version with other Swifties in your community. Make friendship bracelets to keep her trade and play Taylor trivia and much, much more.
Good old T-Swizzle.
Yep.
Going on at the Bedford branch on November 8th at 9:30 a.m. we will have Book Trekkers, a walking book club going on out in the woods behind the library. We would like to remind listeners that on Tuesdays starting at 2:30 and going until about 6 o'clock, we do have the Bedford Chess Club. If you like to play chess, please come out, join us. We would love to have you. November will also bring Arts for Our Future to the Bedford Branch Library. So check out Arts to Our Future, which will be going on in our fireplace area.
Don't forget, you can go to mymcls.com and you can search by branch or by event or by subject matter. If you like music, if you like painting, if you like chess, you can search for all different things. The Maybe branches and the Summerfield Petersburg branches have their youth events on these cool flyers. They have all kinds of things going on there. They have story times, seasonal crafts, homeschool, story time, all kinds of different things. So there's so much. I'm looking through a lot of branches. I mentioned book clubs, but so many of them are doing movie matinees, evening movies, crochet clubs. I forgot to mention that. We have a crochet club here at the Ellis Library. We have two. We have one in the afternoon and one in the evenings. Paper craft club that meets on Thursday nights. So yeah, I just pulled up a bunch of the flyers and it is a lot. And I'm so excited about all the things that are going on around here.
What have you been reading?
So I recently this morning at the Monroe High School Book Club, Sherry just introduced me this great book about called On the Mark, and I can't stop putting that down in between our class visits. But I'm also reading a couple of different things that I am enjoying. I'm doing my book for the book club, the I Love a Mystery Book Club here at the Ellis Library, which meets the second Wednesday of the month at 10 a.m. And another thing I was going to talk about too is I have prepared for you, Adrian, since it's spooky season and it's my favorite, and it's maybe not your favorite, but you also enjoy it. I have some horror movie questions for you. Are you ready?
Sure.
Okay. So I'll just go do like a few of them and we'll see what you like. What was the year was the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre released?
The original Texas Chainsaw?
Yep.
See, that was 70 something.
Yeah.
Shoot. 19.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said 2.
74.
74. Yes. Who plays Norman Bates in 1960s Psycho?
I
Don't
know
cheat.
this.
Don't cheat.
I know this.
That's just.
It's not coming to me. Anthony Perkins?
Yes. Who directed 1963's The Birds?
That was Hitchcock. Come on.
Yeah, there you go. What about, what was the name of the killer in the Saw franchise? It's one of my favorites. More recently, the Saw franchise.
I thought his name was just Jigsaw.
It is. Yeah. And how many killers are there in The Strangers, the movie The Strangers? Liv Tyler.
Oh, I haven't actually seen that one. It's like 4?
Yeah, close. There's 3. Yep.
Oh.
That's a good one. I'll give you just a couple more. Let's see. What is the name of the child at the center of The Omen, who is named, very...
Damien.
Yes, coincidentally named. And what sci-fi horror movie stars Mel Gibson and Joaquin Phoenix?
Mel Gibson and Joaquin Phoenix?
Kind of sci-fi. I don't know that I would call this a horror, but I mean, I guess it kind of is creepy. It's also an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Trying to think of M. Night Shyamalan movies, because Mel Gibson wasn't in Unbreakable. He wasn't in The Sixth Sense.
Maybe you didn't see this one either. I feel like you would know it right away.
Well, I have not seen Lady in the Water or
this one has crop circles.
Yes, Signs.
Yes. Who played Frankenstein's monster in Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, and Son of Frankenstein?
Is that Boris Karloff?
Yes. Who is Chucky's love interest, Tiffany, in Bride of Chucky? Who plays her?
I can picture the face, but I legit don't know. Anna something?
No, Tilly, Jennifer Tilly. Ooh, here's a fun one, and you might even know this. In the movie Halloween, Michael Myers' mask is actually a mask of which actor's face?
Oh, that's William Shatner.
Yeah, have we talked about that before? Because I was getting a sense of deja vu. What was the name of Jodie Foster's character in The Silence of the Lambs?
Clarice.
Yes, and coincidentally, that's also the first horror movie to win the Best Picture Oscar, too. I'll just do one more. What was the name of the hotel from The Shining?
The Overlook Hotel?
Yes. Woo, very good. I knew you'd know a lot of those because, oh, look at you. I didn't even know you had your smart face on. I had to go over my questions. Yeah, great job. I knew you'd know a lot of those. You always mop up in most trivia, but especially horror trivia. We did this once before. What are you reading, sir? What's something you're reading?
I have just started the Book of Lost Names. That's what I'm reading right now.
Okay. You just started it. How do you like it so far?
It's okay.
Well, don't tell us too much about it.
I won't.
All right. Do you have anything else? Anything else going on that you want to share about, or anything new with you?
This has been In the Library with
Marsha
and Adrian. Yay!
for listening.